Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Deanna, this is Market Stalkers, and here is another Trader Issues video. Now, I started dabbling in trading in about 2007, 2008, and I actually went into day trading futures professionally in about 2013. So that was like full 6 years from me starting out as a swing trader and then working on my skills to get good enough to even be able to take on intraday trading. And you know, I was considered a talented trader. Even so, I took quite a few wrong turns along the way. And you know, because I don't really come from your typical finance background, I was a high-profile session musician for many, many years, nearly like 20 years before I went into trading professionally. I look young, but I'm not. So all of this makes me uniquely qualified to talk about why some people will never be able to make money as day traders. But before that, if you want to see more videos like this one, click on the subscribe button so you don't miss any future uploads on trader issues and solutions, of course. Here are some of the things that will prevent you from ever making any serious money as a day trader. Reason number one, expecting to buy a one-trick pony system and attempting to use it in any market condition throughout all times of the year and in any product or asset class that you may come across. We're talking about things like MACD divergence or moving average crosses or trend lines or some kind of a version of a breakout or anything that constitutes just
one single setup.
Now, the problem with that is that as a day trader, you need to have an arsenal of different strategies so that you can navigate through all kinds of market conditions. For example, if you're trading Euro futures, they typically dry up in liquidity throughout the summer months. But since you don't have enough experience, you don't know that. So let's say that you bought some kind of a breakout strategy back in May, and it's been working okay throughout this COVID madness, and now it's July, but it stops working. The other day I came up with a joke on Twitter. What goes up and down but stays the same? Euro dollar.
It's a terrible joke.
And when a strategy stops working, what do most newbies do? They hop to another system. Which brings me to second reason why some people will never succeed. Hopping from system to system, looking for something that works well most of the time. Sorry to break it to you, but nothing works most of the time. By the way, let me know how you're liking the video so far. If you're finding it useful, give it a thumbs up. If you find it really annoying, then give it a thumbs down. I need to know this stuff. Moving on, next reason is trading with too much size. Too much size meaning whatever your trading capital is and then using a humongous position in percentage. This one, for many traders, it's their first mistake but also their last mistake. That's because they gamble away their entire disposable income. In many cases, they gamble away their savings and leaves them with nothing. In day trading, controlled losses is really what will keep you profitable in the long run. And that's the main difference between those of us who make money and those who don't. If you're going to use a quarter of your entire account on one trade, you basically have 4 trades before you blow the entire account. And in day trading, since you typically do between 2 and 4 trades in a day, that gives you 2 days to live. So that's not very clever. Instead of using a massively large position, what you should be doing is using just 1% of the account per trade and then let the compounding do the heavy lifting over time. This will both limit your losses and amplify your winnings. Another reason, kind of closely tied to the previous one, being undercapitalized and having unrealistic expectations. I have people asking me stuff like, hey, if I put like 500 pounds into the account, is it possible to grow that to 6 figures in 12 months?
No, it isn't.
And if someone tells you that it is, run away, far, far away, because
That's a lie.
now some people, when this sort of issue comes up, they will throw hedge funds in your face. They're like, well, you know, if hedge funds only make 20 to 25% in a year, you know, that's not really true. The reason being is that a hedge fund implies that you are running on other people's capital, and that immediately throws in a lot of extra costs. Like you have to have a legal team, you have to have a compliance team, you have to have an accounting team, you have to have a large amount of seed capital to begin with. But that is not what an independent trader's costs will be. That's not your expense. Costs of being an independent trader who is profitable and somebody who's a hedge fund manager, those are like apples and oranges. You shouldn't mix those two. And actually in prop trading, it's not that unusual to see a prop trader make about 30 to 60% on top of their risk limits per month. So let's say you go to work in a prop trading company, you are given $20,000 loss limit to begin with, which works out at about $1,000 per day, pretty decent amount. It is entirely possible to make between $6,000 and $10,000 a month if you know what you're doing, trading 1 to 2 contract sizes and using stop losses that are about 25 to 35 ticks. So it's not like you're nitpicking on stop losses at all. If you keep using that sort of a risk model and then you aim for 2-to-1 risk reward, all you're really going to need is about 42% accuracy to make an absolute killing. Another reason why people fail at trading is because they go live well before they know what the hell they're doing. In my mentoring program, I force you to do a period of simulated trading. Making money from trading is like becoming an Olympic athlete. You don't go to compete at the Olympics before you get crazy good at your discipline, right? The live markets are like the Olympics, except it's even more difficult because there's no middle ground. You are either good at trading and you're making money, or you suck at trading and you're not making money. There's no third option. And you don't get good by mindlessly trading and trading and trading and trading all in live environment with live money doing the same thing over and over. Like with any high level skill set, you have to break it down into smaller chunks. You only get good at something by practicing methodically in a safe environment, away from pressure, away from skin in the game, away from your mortgage payments and your children's next meal. Only through the process of active experimentation and reflective observation will you eliminate your weaknesses, find out about your strengths, and gather a ton of experience. So the Holy Grail system is that there is no Holy Grail. It's working smart, day by day, week after week, gaining confidence in various setups and various types of market conditions. Sure, for certain people, when you put the right steps into place, they get there much faster, which is where a mentor comes in. But unfortunately, most people are lazy. They want the 6- and 7-figure accounts, but they don't want to work for it, or they want to do a little bit of work. And that is why those sorts of people will never be able to make any kind of money from any sort of trading. If you are even remotely serious about making trading work for you, I highly suggest that you start with learning about market mechanics, supply and demand, market profile concepts, order flow on both larger and smaller time frames. There is a very good reason why market mechanics is a weapon of choice for professional traders, because it makes you focus on what is happening right now instead of imagining and guessing what should happen. There's a huge difference between the two. One is wishful thinking, and another one is a real skill set of being able to read, understand, and capitalize on order flow events. If you are just at the beginning of your journey, I hope that this little video is going to help you avoid some of these mistakes. At the end of the day, we all start out thinking that trading is easy money. But I guess the difference is that some of us realize quite quickly that despite what brokers want you to believe, it's actually very difficult and it requires a lot of experience, a lot of practice, a lot of knowledge. Now, I know that many of my viewers are actually pretty decent traders already. So let me know down in the comments, how long did it take you before you realized that trading is going to be the hardest easy money you'll ever make?